You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Drew, Kevin, K.
Shit, allow me to introduce. Somebody needs no introduction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look up, Marlon. Say cheese.
No,
Look up, Marlon. Say cheese.
no, I'm mad as hell. I want the world to know.
Yes, sir. We are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. JJ's in the building. What's going on, Daisy? If you don't shut up. If you don't shut up, man. God dang. Day one. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. After technical difficulties, no laptop. I got my laptop back, man. I'm happy. I'm happy. Today is April 15th, 2026. You're now tuned into the Middle East Podcast with your host, Andrew Case, and my co-host, Edward Brim Lewis. What's going on, Big Brim?
What's up, Mad Painting? What's cracking,
Daisy, we're not not on day one. Not on day one. Not on day one. Hey,
he about to be Mad Painting for real.
I ain't mad at nothing, man.
You mad at the Mets, but we'll get into that later.
Impossible.
We'll get into a little negative, Nelson.
Shout out. Let me tilt my camera so we can see the beautiful. Daisy, come on now. I'm gonna lock you up. This is disrespect.
Did that already, but I mean, I digress.
This is disrespect I'm talking about. Why do you have? I don't know. That's a cool too. We're back, man. Summer 2 dads are cool, man. The Yankees haven't sold out, by the way. Just to let you know, as a Yankee fan, the Yankees hat is sold out. There's a Yankee version to this hat. It is sold out. Go to dadsarcool2.com. Add yourself to the waiting list. Regular dad hat. Father's Day is coming up in June. For my prospective fathers out there, my current fathers out there, or baby daddies, step daddies, whatever you want to call yourself. Copy you a hat. Kev can't get a hat, even though he probably has a kid out there. Kev, it's been a while.
I don't have any kids. Let's start with that.
Kev, you're Jamaican.
I don't have any. What's your point?
There's a secret family out there somewhere. There's a secret family out there somewhere.
There's no way my skin would look this good if I had a secret family out there, bro.
I mean, that's why it's a secret. I mean, you don't have to know. You don't have to know.
I mean, I thought you meant I was keeping the secret. Okay, fair enough. fair enough.
And it's April 15th. JT is reminding people to pay your taxes. I already paid my taxes. Have you paid your taxes already?
What are taxes?
You say, well, this is what happens when you have secret families.
It definitely would not be secret on the tax form. Let me tell you that. I got 4 kids. Don't ask me who they are. I just know that they exist. I got 4 kids.
JJ says, rebuke kids in the name of Jesus. Come on, man. If kid had a kid, you get on that.
Fuck them kids.
And it's a collection of 1,000 hats.
Fuck them kids. Word to cheese eyes. Fuck them kids.
Cheese eyes. What do you have on today?
This is a Renegades / Marvel mix-up mashup off of Hatland.
Yeah, see,
it's a Yankees minor league affiliate. And
the Hat King of New York. Nobody has more hats than Kev, and Kev only has. Well, let me not say that. Just a reminder: we are not. Wow, it's too early. It's too early.
What were you about to say, Andrew?
I was going to say the wrong thing. The phrasing was going to be so wrong, so I just say, what?
No, just say it. Get it off your chest,
You have many
bro.
hats. You have many hats. Let's leave it with that. You have many hats.
I have many hats, but what? You about to say something? Say it. Don't censor yourself.
You know what? For the first time, I'm going to censor myself. I'm going to be like.
Now you want to be shy? This is insane. Now you want to be shy? This is nuts, bro.
Shout out to the Twitch community if you're tuning in on Twitch. Shout out to the Twitch community. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to the folks there on Twitter /X, Elon Musk's platform, apartheid Clydes, what my friends like to call them. Struggling to hear me. You're struggling to hear me? I'm loud as hell right now. You're struggling to hear me?
Yeah, the sound is coming in and out a little bit. I don't know if he's not hearing shit, but like it's coming and going. Like some words are getting cut out on my end as well.
That might be the internet connection. That might be internet. But my volume is up. New computer. Bear with me. I don't want to do too much. When I move my head, my bad. Let me try to keep my head still.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Woo!
Oh man. You see?
Hey yo. Hey
you
man.
You see? I was see. That's what happens.
His head still. Hey
one
man.
conversation and then hey man. Hey man.
Hey man, that was crazy. But carry on.
JJ's fault, man. That's JJ's fault.
Nah, don't blame our loyal listeners.
Come on, man. Look,
don't blame him.
He said it.
I don't care. I'm concerned about your response.
Can you hear me now that I'm holding the mic closer? Can you hear me now? If you hear me better, that means I'll just try to keep the mic as close as possible.
Oh, I'm glad you put an accurate name there for yourself. That's great.
What? I mean, that's the name you called me, so I'm gonna rock with that right now.
Accurate.
It's inaccurate as F.
No, the fuck it's not.
As F.
No, it's not.
Inaccurate as F. We'll get there.
Don't let Jerry come in this room today, bro. We're gonna see how inaccurate it is. No, don't let Jerry.
Come on, please. Come on. I'm not scared of nobody, okay? Come on.
Nobody said you should be scared, but the truth is the truth. When the truth has set you free.
Speaking of the truth, let's talk about the truth of the matter here. The New York Jets NFL draft is next week, April 23rd this year, right? It's next week? Or is it next week? It's the week after. It's next week.
Yeah, the 23rd.
23rd. NFL draft is next week.
Finally, after 18 months of discussing Ruben Bain's arms being fucking short. And all, yeah, it's just, bro, it's too fucking long, dude.
I wish the NFL had a lottery. I wish they had a lottery. If they had a draft lottery for the top, let's say 8. Let's say it was 8 picks. That would make the NFL so much more fun. So much more fun if they had a draft lottery. If they had a lottery, and let's say, who's after?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they don't for one reason. The NFL takes every opportunity to make themselves more money, and they'll make it. I mean, shit, they fucking separated the damn draft. The draft is 3 days, right? The draft is 3 days now. When it's like, bro, who is watching niggas in round 6 get drafted? No, let me ask you a different question. Obviously, people are watching. They put the event on every year. What well-adjusted person is watching round 6 of the NFL draft yearly? Genuinely.
Not me.
Why the fuck do you care that a punter from Wichita State got drafted? Why do you care?
It's hard enough playing franchise mode in these video games. They're like, all right, you're on the clock at round 5. It's hard enough to do mock drafts and like try to figure out who you want to take in a mock draft when there's like 100+ players. It's hard enough for me. And there's people who are paid professionals. It's their job to sit there and figure out at minimum 7 picks. But if you're the Jets who have multiple picks, like you have to figure out at least the Jets have to figure out at least 4 picks in the first 2 days, right? Well, 2 picks on day 1, and then day 2 is like day 2 and 3 is kind of like blended in or something like that. Like round 2 is 2. Day 2 is what, second round, third round, something like that. You have to figure out a lot. Yeah. And I get to the point when I was doing these mock drafts, and I'm like, after the 3rd round, I'm tapped out. I don't
watch college football to be knowing who the fucking guard of Penn State is. I don't know.
You can listen. I don't know why people sit there and care about who gets picked in the. I remember the first year, like, I mean, I've always paid attention to the draft who the Jets pick, and maybe there's a player that I think what happens is there's a player that you like, and maybe that player's free falling for whatever reason, injury, character issues, something like that. Maybe you don't tune in really because it's not the ticker to see if that player where that player lands, right? But I'm not logging into the app every day to see who I picked in round 5 or round 6 rounds. I really don't care. I think the most compelling thing was the Shador Sanders thing, and that made everybody pay attention last draft.
No. You know what was the most compelling thing for real?
What?
Remember when Michael Sandwich?
Yes.
and fuck the draft pick. Remember what happened after he was drafted?
We mean when the on camera?
Woo! That had niggas mad as shit, boy. Let me tell you.
Who had the childish response when it happened? I know Scott Van Pelt recently had a childish response to.
Yeah, because there was 2 people. There was 2 dudes kissing, I believe, on New Year's Eve.
It was New Year's.
Like, right, and like the camera panned to them, and Scott was like, "Well, all right," or something like that. He caught himself before he said so. Like, he caught himself before he said something that might have got him canceled. I don't remember what exactly he said, but it was like he took a pause, and then he's like, "Well, all right. Love is love," or some shit like that. I'm like, okay, Scott. But yeah, the Michael Sam thing is easily the wildest draft moment on camera. Like,
you can't tell me anything surrounding Michael Sam that year was just egregiously like they just put it on face, right? Even down with the combine stuff, and he was wearing his shorts, and they were really little, like they weren't. I'm not compression shorts. Like you out here in your boxer briefs on me. I don't know what that was. There's not too much motion going on down there.
Well, we have to keep in mind he was around a whole bunch of dudes.
You're saying everything. You're saying everything.
He's letting know. I'm like, yo, if the right one comes, I will go. I'll go. I'm just saying.
About that life.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't playing when I said I'm out there. I'm out here.
I'm out here. I'm outside.
Because he was literally.
I'm outside, bro. I'm outside. Like I'm trying to be seen.
God.
I'm trying to be seen.
God.
But yeah.
Shador Sanders was the one that we paid attention to last year because like we had no choice, right? Same thing with the Michael Sanders.
Whoa. Yes, we did.
Yes,
we did.
Yes, you always have a choice. You don't have to pay attention to it. But what I'm saying is they didn't give us.
But they forced it. They forced it. They force fed us that though.
Like, it was like Bird Box.
They force fed us that. But it was easy because it was like, what else? Like once you get past round 2, let's say, what else? What the fuck else are you gonna talk about?
Did you watch Bird Box?
It was easy. No.
You never seen? Oh my god!
Mm-mm.
You never seen? I can't. That sucks. Bird Box is about this invisible monster that you couldn't see, right? This invisible Cthulhu monster.
Okay.
And there's one point in the movie where the old man tells the lady she has to see this, and she opens the curtain, and he just basically forces her eyes. It's like that's what they did. It was like, yo, everybody who felt bad. Nobody really felt bad, but I know the person who felt bad about that was Phil. I know Phil hated every moment because Cam Ward was the number 1 overall pick, and no one gave a flying fuck. He was number 1 overall pick. It's like so. Yeah.
Which is what makes that whole, we ride with Shador, we got to ride with black people. It falls on deaf ears for me because, bro, a black quarterback went number 1. And nobody and like here's the thing with said black quarterback, wasn't he a 0-star recruit or a 1-star, whatever he was,
like
coming out of high school? Yeah.
No,
so like not only is he black, he's an incredible fucking story. He came a long way to get to where he went, but we're focused on how they're colluding against Deion Sanders' shot, but that's a whole other episode that could go.
We did that already.
Yeah, we're gonna move past that. But one thing I will say before we get into the Jet stuff, this makes me mad. So like I'll be the mad person right now. Okay, at least the Jets will have an extra 10 minutes because the Raiders, for some reason, are gonna take 10 minutes on draft night to make their selection. At least. Bro, we know who the number 1 pick is every single year by New Year's. Every fucking year. And yet every single draft day, the NFL is now open for business, or whatever the fuck Goodell be saying on the mic to tell us that the draft started. We got to watch the clock run on the team picking number 1. We know who you're going to take. We have known this for now 3 fucking months, bro. Make the selection. Let's keep it fucking moving. Oh, well, it makes for good television. No, it doesn't. We know who's about to walk up to the fucking stage. It does not make good television. That irrationally angers me every year. I don't give a fuck to watch Fernando Mendoza from home, whenever the fuck he gets drafted. We know he's going to get drafted. Make the pick. It should not you could start the draft from number 2, literally, and nobody would give a fuck, bro. Nobody would care.
Do you remember the time where first round draft picks will already have their contract signed before the draft?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not getting that anymore. Like, we're not getting all right, this guy's already signed already. Like, this is a no-brainer. And I think the NFL did that intentionally so they could build onto the drama, because I remember, hey, this guy's gonna be the first round pick. His contract is already dried already. We know it's a lock. There's nothing changing. I think there was only a couple of years where we didn't know exactly what's going on. JJ says only time we didn't know was 2022 when there wasn't a quarterback worth a damn.
2022. Which year was that?
2022 was the year. Who was drafted that year? That was
who was the number 1 pick in 22?
That's all right. COVID year was Lawrence. The next year was 2021. 2022 was the was that the Sauce? Was that the Sauce draft? Or was 2023?
Oh, that was the Trayvon Walker draft. It was the Sauce draft.
Yeah.
Trayvon Walker. Yeah. We didn't. Most years. Let's correct myself there. Most years we know exactly. That year, we did not fuck. It could have been Hutchinson. It could have been. I mean, I don't think anybody really suspected Walker was going number 1 at all.
No.
So it was that's like the one year we did not know. Pretty much damn near every other year you kind of know. Ironically, 2018 we really didn't either, because it could have been a whole, but it could have been Baker. It could have been there was Josh Allen scuttlebutt before the draft. There was Josh Rosen scuttlebutt before the draft. We didn't know, but for the most part, bro, we've been knowing Mendoza gonna be the pick since December, bro. Let's make the fucking pick and let's move on, please.
Right. I think the other years that it was Mario Williams and Reggie Bush that year, between the Texans and what was that? The Saints, Texans and the Saints that year. Mario Williams, Reggie Bush. Then we had Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf. That was kind of like a toss-up year that year for sure, because they pretty much ran them through the gamut. We knew they was going either 1 or 2, but that was a toss-up year. I was 98. I don't really remember in detail, but I just know that it was a question of who was going to be.
I don't think it was ever a question that Peyton Manning was going to get taken. I think the question was whether it was the right move. I think we all knew at that time, we're taking Peyton Manning. But then obviously people are bored. We all understand how the draft process works. Even when there's a slam dunk number 1 pick, you got, oh well, should they really do this? What about this other guy that's not as good?
Yeah,
people are fucking bored. I mean, again, I'd like to point out that we've been talking about Ruben Bain's arms for fucking 4 months, and don't take this as me saying that it doesn't matter. It does. How much it matters, it depends on who you ask and who you talk to and what perspective you're coming from. But Ruben Bain's arms have been the same length for this entire time. Nothing has changed. And we've been talking about this the entire time. There's too much fucking time between the end of the season and the fucking draft. There's too much time. I understand people have time to make their big boards and you drum up interest and blah, blah, blah. You can't tell me making the draft 3 weeks earlier is going to materially change the shit that much.
I think what the NFL should do, because you already lengthened the season anyway, pushing it into February. And so it's not that much of a gap in time between that portion, tampering period, free agency.
That's also fair, because it's basically the first week of February, the Super Bowl. Typically. And then
now second week, because
second week, and then you're talking about April. It's the third week. That's technically not, but boy, it feels like a lot of time. Let me tell you. It feels like a lot of time, bro.
It feels like forever, because with the NBA, they're done in June. And the finals are done in June, and it feels like the draft is
the draft is really short. The gap between the finals and the draft is short. I don't know. I forget when the actual draft is, because let's be honest, I don't care about the NBA draft. that much. Just don't. Like it's
It's
not an event. It's in the
yeah,
middle of summer. It's a random summer night. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't give a fuck about who the Milwaukee Bucks draft. I don't care. Like
right.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
And the Knicks are not bad enough for me to care anymore. Like to that degree. Like the Knicks have a top 3 pick. I don't care. So
yeah, it's no longer compelling. But the NFL draft is always going to be compelling because they're always going to find a storyline. They try to pump a story about Ruben Bain. I'm not going to repeat the story.
And trades are compelling.
Yeah, trades are compelling.
Yeah. I think it's very convenient that story came out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it that and leave it there. Like,
yes,
I'm not trying to undermine how important the story is in general. I'm not.
Right.
There's a reason that the draft is April 23rd. And we're hearing about this April 14th, whenever the fuck the story dropped.
I think that was Sunday or Saturday, either Saturday or Sunday, because today's Wednesday. It might have been Monday. I've been Sunday or Monday.
It was the last 3-4 days, but yeah, there's a reason that story is coming out now. And again, not trying to undermine the story, how serious it was. The people involved are like, we wished him the best. We're cool,
bro.
Like we don't want to talk about this.
Right,
the people involved, bro.
Right, and it happened 2 years ago. It happened in 2024.
Right,
it's like, so if we didn't hear about it at all during that time, and this part of the problem with the NFL draft is the storyline, because we just mentioned it with the Shedeur Sanders Cam Ward thing, right? And there's probably a good storyline out there in the draft somebody could talk about, something worth talking about, but they always go for the scandalous, salacious storyline for some reason. And I know not for some reason. There are people to watch, but people are already watching. Like, we're already watching NFL. We don't need anything else more compelling. We're already watching. We're sycophants. We're locked into this shit. We love to sit there every year and we make mock drafts out the ass. None of our mock drafts are normally correct, from fans to even the so-called experts. And we're locked into this every single year. And it's the same thing. You guys keep trying to find the most salacious headline, the most nastiest thing to say about a player. And you had a whole season mentioning this stuff. Like, it's not like the Larry Tunsil thing, right? When the Larry Tunsil thing happened with the gas mask, and they're like, bro, some of these stories are just.
But to be fair with that one, that was one person basically blackmailing him. Like, that really had nothing to do with like NFL people or whatever. That's one person blackmailing him. But at the same time, like, this is true. And this is a similar thing that's happening right now with the whole Ruben Bain story with the crash and killing the person. But
right, and
yeah, go ahead.
You almost get the feeling like, and we'll get into the conspiracy stuff about other things later. You almost get into a feeling to where Bain he may not be a top 5 pick, and now it's like let's intentionally tank his value even more.
Oh, that's all this is. That's all this is.
So a team can pick him up in top 15.
That's all this is, bro. Like, and like I feel a little bit uncomfortable attacking it with this degree of cynicism, given that somebody lost their life here.
Right.
But also, like, I know how this works. Like, I know how this works. People will do whatever it is for personal gain. And by people, I mean NFL execs. Like, do I think an NFL exec put up this writer to that? I can't say that they did. That's with confidence, at least. I can't say they didn't.
I know one NFL insider who will do anything for an agent. We know one. We already know one.
I mean, do we? She's not an insider anymore.
No, not that one.
Oh,
not that one.
Who we talking about?
Schefter
would do something. He would do something strange for a little bit of change. That what you trying to say about? Yeah. They'll do some change with a little bit of change. Yes, correct.
So we have the idea of what the lengths that people will go to drop a story or support a story. Schefter being one of them. Another person we'll talk about a little bit later. And even with that, we're taking kids' gloves with that. I don't want to take the same angle that a lot of people are taking, but we're here now with the Jets picking at 2 and 16, and we've heard many different options. I don't think Bain was ever a real suggestion. We heard Sonny Styles. We heard trade back and get Caleb Downs. We've heard Arvell Reese. We've heard David Bailey. The Jets need an edge.
They're going to take a defensive player. Like, if they stick at 2, they're going to take a defensive player.
Right, if they stick at 2, they'll take a defensive player, right? But the thing is, because with the offseason that they had, it feels like the Jets are definitely going to. I spoke to Antoine. He said they're going to shift to a 3-4 hybrid. That's what I've been hearing. 3-4 hybrid defense. And with the players that they get, it made sense, right? So Ruben Bain doesn't necessarily fit that. And then again, he does because he can play outside and kick inside as well. But from what I've heard, it's not. He's not one of the people.
I don't. Here's the thing with Bain. Like, and I don't want to make this too long to take this somewhere it doesn't need to go. But I don't think the Jets would pass on Ruben Bain because of fit within their scheme. Like, I think that when you have the number 2 pick, and let's face it, the Jets roster is a fixer-upper. Let's be kind. It's a fixer-upper, right? They stunk last year, stunk the year before, etc., etc. Picking at number 2, you're not, or at least you shouldn't be, picking for floor. Now, in a lot of drafts, who you pick at number 2, like you'll have, the Travis Hunter types, where it's obvious like who you should be taking based on ceiling, based on a whole bunch physical ability, based on a whole bunch of other stuff. In this draft, you kind of have the quarterback who everybody expects the Raiders to take. I mean, they will, obviously. And then you have a whole bunch of dudes. You could argue in whatever way. Like, if the Jets went up there and they took Jeremiah Love, for example, you're not really going to have a lot of argument against it. Like, outside, like the people who argue against got to do with it. But you're not going to get a big argument outside of the people who just don't think that you should ever take running backs that high. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I'm saying those are the people who you would get the argument from. If they take Sonny Styles, you're not going to get a big argument. If they take Arvell Reese outside of Phil, you're not going to get a big argument. If they take Ruben Bain, you're not really going to get a big argument. So in this case, I'm not going to say you have to go with the ceiling play. I'm saying I understand if you do. And if you're going with the ceiling play, the play is not Bain. To me, at least, it's not Bain. Like, it's Reese. To me, if you're going with the ceiling play, it's Reese. Bailey is kind of somewhere in between. And I understand why people look at Reese and it's like, are we really going to do this? Like, do we trust the Jets to get the most out of this guy based on what we know about him? And like what he did in college and what kind of player they project him to be at the pro level? Because he is kind of a tweener per se, like not really size wise or whatever, but he bounced between different assignments, and you want to then convert him into an edge guy. And then if you're not converting him into an edge guy, then what are you doing? Because if you're going to make him an off-ball linebacker, you could just take Sonny Styles for all of that. So it's tough. I understand the argument against him too, Reese.
My argument is going to be simply this: there have been 2 linebackers drafted number 2 overall in the NFL since the year 2000. One of them being LeVar Arrington out of Penn State, and the other one being I just had his name. He's an edge. I just had his name. He went to
Von Miller.
Von Miller, yeah. Other one being
he
Von Miller.
He was an edge more or less.
And he was right. Now, people are making the comparisons to Micah Parsons, and they're forgetting the fact that he wasn't. He also went to Penn State. He wasn't drafted that high. He was supposed to, but we all know why he was supposed to.
yeah. It wasn't related. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah. But he was never supposed to be an edge. He was supposed to be a middle linebacker, and he played middle linebacker throughout his career. The injury happened for Dallas. I forgot who the edge was. He was out, and they moved Parsons, and the rest is history. Right. And I don't get how you can make a comparison to Arvell Reese, who plays outside linebacker, never really played edge. The coach, it felt like, from Ohio State fans that I know and in games that I've watched, he was never really the guy to go after the quarterback. But with his physique and his style, he can. I think for his style of play, he's great in coverage. I think he's a great coverage linebacker. I think he's somebody I would definitely want to have out there covering the running back in the backfield. Going after the tight end, everything like that. They show some highlights where it seems like they were trying to avoid him on defense per se, like avoid his side, but also seeing people run directly at him, and it's like, I personally don't think the Jets should take a project at 2. You know what I mean? I think that 2 was too high of a pick to take a project. Like LeVar Arrington in college was what he was in college. Like, he was the best linebacker in college, the best defensive player in college. There's a huge justification for the Commanders, or the former Redskins, current Commanders, to have taken him number 2 overall, right? Von Miller, I don't remember the case with him. but I know he was a beast in college at that position. So again, you can make claims for those two guys being the best at their jobs in college for them to go number 2 overall. Arville Reese was never the best defensive guy in college because they're saying Caleb Downs was their best defensive guy, right?
Correct.
So that's my only argument. Like if you're going to go for edge, go with somebody who plays edge. They bring up Bailey. Now, the school, and he went to Texas Tech, and when you go to certain schools and you say, yo, this person had 15 sacks or whatever, that's like the equivalent of having 8 sacks if you went to Ohio or Michigan. That's why I look at it like that, because you're playing against weaker competition. You're not playing against like a strong Power 5 conference, whatever type thing. Not against David Bailey having 15 sacks. Like, let's say that's 7 to 8 sacks, like really against like a Power 5 conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him just for film. I just don't like him on just film alone. Like it just everything just seems he's an edge. That's what he's doing, just running downhill. There's no shimmy, there's no shake, there's no sauce, there's no sizzle, there's no spin, there's nothing. And I'm like, I don't know how that translates in the NFL. Like he has the physique, but I don't know if that translates. The reason why I like Bane, and even if you like Bane at 2, is that he does all of that. He has the rip. He fights with his hands. He bends the edge. He sets the edge. I think that's perfect, prototypically for what you want. Just his physique as far as arm length. That's the biggest concern. He'd be a 1 of 1 if he's successful in NFL. So I feel like with all that being said, from what you said and what I said, and everything's going on, I'm hoping that Moogie and all the stuff that's going out there is a smokescreen, and the Jets are going to trade back and get some talent. I just, I don't know what Stefan just typed. Big 12. Yeah, you type what you're told.
I think that it's supposed to mean greater than ACC, I guess.
Big 12 better ACC.
I don't know. Stefan had a stroke as he was typing that. I don't know.
But I'm just saying from that perspective, with everything being said, let's hope a team is just anxious for some sort of talent and they think, hey, the Jets are going to go for Bailey and let's trade him and get Arville Reese. I think that's the best thing that can happen for us at 2 overall. That the Jets put everything out and Moogie's putting out these little feelers that, hey, David Bailey might be the pick. So some team is anxious and they want to trade up to 2. I don't think a project is worth picking at number 2. At 16, you could do whatever. You get the big tight end. You could get Boston. You could get Lemon. You could get whoever you want at 16. But the idea to trade up to 7 for Carnell Tate and trading future picks and
about that, because I saw that thrown around. I think McShay threw it. I can't see the Jets doing that, for the record, right? But let's pretend that this is on the table because you brought it up, and I mean it's more fun to pretend it's on the table. Just take him at 2. Just take him at 2. Like there's no argument that he can't be taken at 2. Outside, like unless you want to make a positional value argument that edge is just greater than wide receiver. Which, again, I'm not going to argue with, but just purely on the fact that the Jets need fucking everything, including Jesus. Okay, they need everything, right? So like, this is not a needs issue. This is not okay. They don't really have a need at wide receiver. Yes, the fuck they do. Like you can argue the edge is a bigger need. Not going to argue with you, but just on a prospect to prospect base, could you argue sensibly to take Carnell Tate at 2? Yes. So why the fuck am I then unless you're telling me that the edges are just going to be non-existent after, let's say 5, 8, like whenever Bane goes, let's say you're going to tell me the edges are non-existent after that. Like, okay, I can see what you're saying, but if they're not, and you like Carnell Tate that fucking much to trade up from 16 to get him, just take him at 2. Just take him at 2. There's no slam dunk number 2 pick in this fucking draft. I've been saying this for months now. There's no there's a whole bunch of good prospects. I'm not shitting on the prospects, but there's no like, wow, I'm just thrilled to take insert player here. There's none of those. None.
No, I'm not saying.
And this is why you tank better. But I digress.
Well, if we know Jude is not listening, but if he is listening, this is exactly why you tank better.
This is why you fucking tank better.
You don't
get the number 2 pick in a 1 quarterback class. This is why you tank.
Right. You go for what you want. But to your point, I hate listening to Todd McShay and Mel Kiper because I don't know when's the last time they've been right about anything. Like literally, I don't know when the last time either one of them. Like at one point in time, we felt bad for McShay because Kuiper kept yelling at him. Like he just kept yelling at him all the time. He was wrong. But it just feels like McShay has now gone the direction of Mel Kiper just saying literally anything. Like he has said a lot of just anything, and none of it has been accurate at all. Like just none of it has been accurate. But you're not trading 9 spots up for Carnell Tate. When, like you said, I can literally have him at 2. Or if you're going to do that, why not trade back from 2 to 7 and get more? Because again, if you're going to take Carnell Tate's the guy, right? And you're letting everybody know, hey, we're taking an edge at 2, right? Then get the out of 2, get you more assets for next year in the years to come, and get your wide receiver. And then if you wanted to say trade up 2 spots from 16 to 14 and get Bane, then do that. You know what I mean? Like it does seem like Bane is going to fall a little further. I'd be surprised. I figured Salah loved him a lot. I still feel like Salah may get him. I don't know, but I think it makes more sense if they just were to go that route to trade out of 2, get you Tate, and then get Bane later on. And then, because then you're still satisfying the spots you need, and you're not, and the price isn't as high, right? That would make more sense than to trade up 9 spots for wide receiver, and you get an edge that you're not too sure who's going to be a long-term project. That's just me. But I plan on watching the draft away from home. Will you be joining me?
I mean, I don't know if I want to get physically assaulted.
Well, I assault you.
Oh, because once the Jets take Oliver Reese, I'm like you remember the video of Chris Bosh celebrating after they won the chip.
You're gonna pour a beer on yourself.
That's gonna be me.
And
I don't know if you're gonna be too thrilled with that. Cause I'm gonna celebrate that shit like somebody just won a championship, bro. Just to be a dickhead. I'm gonna celebrate that shit just like somebody won a championship.
In rank of emotion, I just say don't take David Bailey at 2. That's the only emotional tie. I don't see it. And I would love to be wrong if they take him. I don't see it. And that's a good thing about the draft. We're not experts. This is opinions.
Okay, so then
facts.
if they take David Bailey, I'm gonna celebrate too. Then is that what
there
you
go? I mean, whatever floats your boat.
I would. I don't need the whatever floats your boat. I need like clear, like what's going to happen to me and my safety. This happens. I don't need no whatever floats your boat. I don't need that.
When we drafted Will McDonald, you were right next to me, and I wasn't happy about that. Because he was a large unknown for me.
Yeah, but I feel like that was more confusion than like unhappiness. I think it was more confusion. It was like, who is this guy and why? I think that's what it was. Like, who the fuck is this dude and why? Because nobody picked the Jets to be taking no fucking Will McDonald. Respectfully, no. He's been a nice pro, whatever. But like, nobody pegged him to be taken by the Jets at that point. So
right.
Whereas we've been discussing Ruben Bain and David Bailey and Arva Reese for months now. So you kind of feel real good about saying it's either one of them 3 or a trade out. And they're not taking Bain. So it's one of the 2.
I know that.
It's Reese, Bailey, or a trade out.
Yeah, I'm off the Bain narcotic, and it's nothing against him. It's just that the hype has already been killed multiple times. They're trying to even piss on the body and everything. They're trying.
Poor Phil. It's tough. Poor Phil.
He's going through.
Phil would want the Jets to take a fucking porcupine if they wore the Hurricanes uniform. And I'm not saying Bain is bad, but like bro, you got Phil sending fucking Carson Beck tweets with eye emojis. Like, come on, dog, you can't be that heavy. You can't be that heavy in the Hurricanes, bro. Carson Beck is dog shit. Knock it off, bro.
He'll take any Hurricane in the Jet uniform.
Like, let's trade up for Carson Beck for fucking what?
He'll take Messidor. He'll take Bain. He'll take
whoever the fuck. He'll take Ed Reed now. Like today, Ed Reed. Now, right now, 50 plus, whatever, however old Ed Reed is today, right now.
It's a lot.
Phil's a man with no shame.
I definitely want to tap into the draft and not be home watching the draft next week. So let's try to make that happen. Moving on, and the Knicks should be playing the same night as the draft. They're going to be playing the Atlanta Hawks. The Knicks have locked in the 3 seed at 53 wins, I believe was the total.
Yes, it was 53.
20,
53 and 29.
29. Well, so much for we lost Tibbs and how the Knicks are going to fare not having Tibbs as a coach, because he pretty much finished exactly around the same area they were going to finish.
Not to cut you off, but real quick. See, the thing with arguing with those people is that barring a Knicks finals appearance, they're just going to end up being right. So there's no argument. Like, you can't really argue with these people because, like, the Knicks have been better than they were last regular season, pretty much the entire way, way through. Obviously, they had a rough patch. They won 2 out of 11 games. Okay, whatever. But they were pretty much better the whole way through. When you look at record, you look at underlying stats, they were better the whole underlying stats and service stats. They were better pretty much the whole way through. So now we get to the playoffs, and now it's just, okay, if they don't make the finals, then why'd you fire Tibbs? So no matter what happens here, unless they make the finals, they're right. So you just smile and nod at those people. Just smile and nod. You're witnessing insanity. Just smile and nod at those people. Ignore them. Carry on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so now it's we're at the nitty gritty, right? The Knicks have to make it's Eastern Conference Finals or bust, right? Some people say NBA Finals or bust. I think JJ says an NBA Finals. I think Eastern Conference Finals or bust. I don't necessarily think the Knicks have to go to NBA Finals for the Mike Brown hire to make sense. If he goes to the Eastern Conference Finals and loses to the only team he can lose to in 7 is the trajectory base would be Celtics, right? I think
they'd be facing the Celtics in round 2.
Sorry, Pistons, right?
Pistons or Cavs would be round 3. I mean, assuming everybody wins the series that they're supposed to.
Assuming everybody wins their series,
yeah,
and everything like that, it'll be like Pistons, whatever, right? So my thing is, the Knicks should make it past the Hawks. I know people are trying to stir up like, the Hawks were a hot team, and
the Knicks are better than them, man. Like, the Knicks are better than them, and I don't think the Hawks match up. I don't think the Hawks match up that well with the Knicks either.
No, we smoked them. They don't match them because they don't have nobody on the inside who can mess with to mess with Towns, and our wings should have no problem with them. Like, OG should have a problem with them. Bridges who started heating up toward the end of the season, which is great timing.
Like, Dyson Daniels is a really good defender, but he brings nothing offensively, largely.
Right.
So it's a tough matchup for Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. So the people who are saying that, this is a failure if the Knicks don't go to the finals, I don't agree with that. I think that if the Mike Brown experience, if they go Eastern Conference Finals, to me would be the minimum.
I think it's just a disappointment. Like, I mean, we're kind of saying the same thing. Like, failure and disappointment aren't that in this kind of context aren't really that different. But it's just, I'm not going to be calling for people's firings. I'm not going to be throwing my hands in the air over it. Like, if they make the Eastern Conference Finals and Detroit or Cleveland beats them in 6, I was just gonna be like, they had a great season. Like, a team that's either as good or better than them, beat them. Because, I mean, you look at the top of the Eastern Conference, to me, you have 4 teams who can win the conference. Like, absolutely. Cleveland is, however you feel about James Harden, and by you, I mean the collective you. Whatever individuals hearing this, reading this, however you feel about that is kind of how you feel about James. Even though I don't think they're as reliant on James as other teams were. Like, they have alternatives in the event that he's on bullshit, which in elimination games he kind of tends to be. So they have alternatives there. You have Donovan Mitchell, who kind of gets lost in the sauce with regard to like how we look at stars and what they're supposed to do in the postseason, just from a team perspective. Because Homeboy never made the conference finals, and we really never hear about that. And I'm not saying that we necessarily should, because he's been a really good playoff performer. But that's typically how the conversations go. Right. But either way, like, the rest of the conference is like, would I be surprised if the Knicks lost to Detroit? No. The Celtics? No. The Cavs? No. Would I be surprised if they beat any of those teams? No. Like, to me, everybody's on pretty much equal footing. Right.
If there's any, I mean, people say, if there's any year to go, it'll be this year because of the, what happened with the like the Pacers were this juggernaut team, right? I think the Pacers had their window, they had their run, and
here's the thing about that: they might get a top 4 pick.
Well,
that presents
future pending.
And quite frankly, Tyrese gives it to the Knicks. Now, he gives it to a lot of teams, to be fair, but like he gives it to the fucking Knicks. So like, I understand why people are like, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared of the fucking Pacers. I'm not shaking my Timberlands over the fucking Pacers, but I understand why you look for like, this might be the year because it's just going to get tougher. Like regardless of what we feel about the Pacers individually, you add them to the Celtics and the Pistons, it becomes tougher. Like it's likely going to be a tougher Eastern Conference next year than it is now.
Right. So, but the reason why I say that is because I feel like, with that injury in the finals, Halliburton's injury in the finals, it kind of closed your window a little bit, especially the type of injury. I know we've seen a few players come back from that type of injury already, especially even KD being at his age and still being a high level player in the league. I don't want to put too much on this season though. Like, oh, we have to go to the finals to prove that it was Tibbs' fault. I feel like Tibbs could have gotten to the finals if he hadn't done what he done. And let's just talk about this not so big elephant in the room. We're pretty much running the line the same as Tibbs, not the minutes, but the lineup itself. The lineup with Josh Hart included, he didn't deviate from the lineup.
I will say this for Mike. He is sorry to cut you off. He is more apt to. If Landry Shamet has a hot hand, he'll sit Mikal for an entire fourth quarter and not care. Like he's more apt to doing that stuff than Tibbs ever was, because Tibbs wasn't really for all the good that came with Tibbs, he wasn't really adaptable like that. Like he was going to die with his guys, and he was going to die with his philosophies, for better or worse.
Right.
Like it led to like if you need an adult in the room, Tibbs is your guy. Like there's a lot of rebuilding teams that could use Tibbs today. I'm not here to like he is a. I know you hate the term because we're around Jude Armand Jackson, but he's a floor raiser. Like that's I know we hate the term, but he would be. But like if you're trying to win a chip, I don't think he's your guy. Because you kind of need coaches to either be just you kind of either need elite talents to kind of like override Tom Thibodeau, or you kind of just need him. You kind of need a more adaptable head coach. He's not that. Now is Mike is adaptable. Are we going to win a chip with him? I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
It's possible.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, we talked about the idea of Hart coming off the bench. He shouldn't be playing in the lineup and everything like that. I don't necessarily agree, but at the same time, he's literally playing the same lineup that Tibbs played, but the roles changed.
And they've been monsters in the fourth quarter. I think, and like we've had this discussion a lot in the Discord, and I freely admit that I wasn't really fully aware of that until a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, so basically, like they're not that good through three quarters, and then the fourth quarter they're like the best line of the fucking league. I don't know what to make of that. But if you run them out there in the fourth quarter, I cannot sit here and be upset about it.
Right?
Do I think that they should be starting together? Probably not. Like
right.
And the thing is with Josh, like the discussion becomes about Josh in a way that kind of undermines him as a player. Because for me, it's not about him. It's about the fit. Right. Like, I don't think the fit is necessarily great for him or the team in that alignment, because you're built around two dudes who are, I think Karl-Anthony Towns gets a bad rap as a defender that he doesn't necessarily deserve, because he's not a great rim protector. And we expect centers to be great rim protectors. He's not that. But like, you notice when they start switching and all of that, and you get guards trying to shake him, he holds his ground. He's pretty good at the other stuff defensively. He's pretty good at the other stuff. But if you're built around him and Brunson, like I'm leaning into that. Like I'm trying to be the best offensive team I could be. I don't think Josh Hart gives you that. Now, at the same time, I understand politics. And if you take him out of the lineup and you play Deuce or you play Mitch or whoever, and you're getting similar results, it becomes hard to go back to it.
Right.
Like you're risky. Like it's not as simple as just take him out and be done with it. Right. Because there's like he is beloved in that locker room, whether we like it or not. I mean, he's beloved in the fan base, whether we like it or not. Like that stuff matters. Like it shouldn't. It sucks that it does. At least the fans part. The players loving him should matter. Like they're the ones playing with him. Cool.
Right.
But it's not about him. It's about the fit. And again, if they're the best fourth quarter lineup in the fucking league, you kind of have to live with it, because I'm sure that's why they keep playing them together. At least a part of it.
Right. I mean, you had showed the stat. I forgot what the exact stat was with the different type of lineups, but I know it said something to do like Mitch playing more minutes and everything like that, being on the floor with Cat. We don't experience that in the playoffs last season. I know. I think
And I think you
the
see
year,
that quite a bit, especially like
yeah,
if they run into Detroit. I think you're going to see that a lot because
yeah,
like a big part of beating Detroit is keeping them off the glass. So I
right,
think you're going to see a lot of it in
and
that series.
right, and we seen it to where I think it was Hart put himself on the bench pretty much for Dante
He did.
DiVincenzo and everything. So I think on one hand, Hart is going to do whatever you ask him to do. Play the four, I'll play the four, and I'll grab 10, 12 rebounds if I have to. You know what I mean? When guys are falling like flies in the playoffs, like injury stuff, I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna play 48 minutes while I do. Yeah,
I'm gonna play
he's
48 minutes.
yeah.
Hey, Brunson's out. I'm gonna drop 30, and I'm gonna make 4 or 5 threes. Like,
He's winner guy, man. Like, yeah, he
bro,
hasn't wanted the NBA level, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. He's winner guy. He does everything. He's the bring the lunch pail to work guy. He kind
right,
of does everything you want him to do or need him to do at a given moment, and that's why
right.
people love him.
Right. And the thing is, a lot of people, I know people like want to be aggressive. You know, shout out to my man Sean. Sean. He's like the number one to me, number one Knicks fan. He listens to all the dialogue, hears the narratives. He does well, he was doing the Knicks on I think it was the Knicks on play, but I think the play on sports, I think he stopped doing that. But he does the post game prosperity, post game pounding, and everything like that. He does the spaces and everything. And there's moments of frustration when it's like, yo, Josh Hart, yo, be more aggressive, right? You need him to be aggressive. And that thing has been, I think it's a universal complaint about Hart is the aggression. But and it's, of course, it's more frustrating when he is aggressive and he's dropping 26, he's dropping 30 something. It's like, oh, we know here in New Orleans, when he's pretty much like the option in New Orleans, he's averaging like 18 points a game. We know that he can score. And I just think Hart is such a what is my job? I can do it and I will do that. That's the frustrating thing.
And
Because when
bro,
they spoke about
he's 30. Like it's hard to he's had one role largely for his entire career. Like yeah, there was times like Portland where they were tanking that
right,
he had not had to, but it was just like fuck it. Why am I not shooting? Like we're not
right,
trying to win. Who cares? But for the most
right,
part, on every serious team Josh Hart's ever been on, that's been his role. Like the glue guy, the do the dirty work guy. Handle the ball every now and again, rebound. That's been his role. As I've said the whole time, like my one problem with Josh, specific to him, is that he doesn't believe he's a good shooter. At least that's how he acts. Like he'll miss two straight and then he'll become self-conscious. And again, it's easy for me on my couch to sit there and be mad at him for it, while also kind of brushing it aside. Like, that's just been him his entire career, and that's not his role on this team either. That's why people are willing to let him shoot, because the numbers say that you shouldn't be like he shot 41% from three this year, bro. The numbers say that you probably shouldn't be just leaving him open. But
right.
it's like okay, he for one, he kind of gets into his own head if he misses two straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then for two, it's like, all right, the Knicks have 5 good starters. They have 2 of the best offensive players in basketball. That's who they're built around.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, am I going to make it easier for fucking Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns to go crazy, or am I going to let Josh Hart shoot? I'm going to let Josh Hart shoot respectfully to Josh Hart. I'm going to let him shoot. That's the evil that I'm choosing to face, as opposed to Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns 2-man game potentially destroying me, because they will fucking destroy you.
Right. You got 5 guys who can shoot the three in that lineup. That's what it is. You have 5 guys. Like, there's not a lot of lineups like that. You say you have 1 through 5 who can shoot the three. Brunson can shoot the three. Hart, OG, Towns, you know what I mean? Bridges, they all can shoot the three. You need Hart to shoot the three a little bit more. But I think he knows, hey, that's not my game.
And that's what
I'll
they
shoot
want
it
you to do. So it's tough.
Right. I think the fans want him
balance.
to shoot the three more. I know Mike Brown has his role, but even when he spoke on Bridges and the whole thing feud with Stephen A, and I said it in the Discord, I don't think Bridges is playing the game that we used to seeing him play last year. But as we saw him towards the end of the season,
So he had a different role.
Right. But as towards the end of the season, it felt like he was getting into that. All right, I'm back to that mid-range game. I forgot what game it was the other night I was watching, and he was just back at it. Just all right, I'm mid-ranging and I'm going to pull up for three and I'm playing defense. So, and he said this, and I think this is my not so hot take. I think 2 things I saw Mike Brown do. I think Mike Brown saw what the Knicks did in the play-in series, and when he said, "All right, everybody sit down," Let's end the streak. I think Mike Brown sees enough and says, done. Let's try this. I think this season he just like, all right, let's see how this is working. This is working. Done. You're not going to see this for the rest of the season. You're going to see it in the playoffs. I know how this looks. I know how this works. We're going to do this in round one versus Atlanta, right? I think he gave Bridges his role and is an uncomfortable role. And towards the last few weeks, go crazy. Go back to the mid-range. Do that. And when Bridges was doing it successfully, good. We know you can still do that for us, right? Hey, Towns, we don't need you to do the fuck you threes and go to the basket. We need you to play more defense and do that. Done. Do it. But I think, and this is just my take, not so hot take conspiracy. I think Mike Brown has just been doing a lot of experimentation, especially with the lineups. Johnson had a great game, and then he just benched him, right? Like it felt like he wasn't happy with him. Then he came back, had a good game, and it's all right. We don't need to play you anymore. We're going to play you sparingly. That's what he's doing. I think Mike Brown is literally just tinkering a lot, and he got his 50 plus wins. Nothing changed relatively statistically, except for Towns, so his numbers dropped offensively a little bit. But bro, look how he's playing Mitch. He's playing Mitch like how we wanted him to play Mitch, but not 25, 30 minutes every night. So, tonight, I do need you tonight to come off the bench. There's a point I found a game we was discussing where Mitch was doing everything, and he took him out and put Towns in. And I was like, I think we ended up losing that game. I'm like, what? Like,
I forget what game that was, but that was against OKC, I believe.
Yeah, OKC. Yeah, it was OKC. I'm like, Mitch literally brought us back, but I felt like he said, all right, that's enough.
They've been playing the long game with Mitch the whole year.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about what Mitch does in February, as they should. No. They just understand he is a difference-making, game-changing kind of weapon. When he's on the court 100%. And playing well, he is a game-changing, difference-making weapon, and he is arguably, quite literally, one of the best offensive rebounders of all time. Like, I'm not, like, this is not hyperbole. Look at the numbers. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the data, bro. Like, he's one of the greatest offensive rebounders who has ever lived. He is a weapon in a way that doesn't necessarily meet the eye when you just look at the numbers. He's one of those guys, like the overall numbers, not the rebounding numbers. But he is a role player in a way that can destroy a team. He could destroy your soul. Similar to Josh Hart, but louder. Because Josh Hart has the fuck you rebounds that kind of take the soul from another team that lead to threes, whatever. Like Mitch is kind of similar in a way where it's just like, oh look, you missed, Jalen missed a shot. Oh, there goes Mitch getting a rebound. Oh, Mitch went up, he missed again. Okay, there goes Mitch getting another rebound, and then the next thing you know, you have 4 shots to make 1. Yeah, it's soul crushing type of offensive rebounder. Offensive rebounds are soul crushing type of plays.
Bro, keeping the ball alive, tapping it out to the perimeter. Like, we seen how the Robert Horry big shot Bob, and that tip out. A lot of guys
fuck that play. Hated that shit.
I'm just saying.
Fuck that. I know what you mean. But yeah.
Because when I used to play basketball and I'm playing against guys bigger than me, bro, I'm not trying to grab the board. I'm trying to just get my hand on the ball to keep it alive. Like, you're bigger than me. I'm trying to just jump quicker than you.
Vlade might as well have handed the fucking ball to Robert.
Right. God damn. I mean, in that situation, Vlade should have went for 2 because it's a defensive rebound. But
and the thing is, like, if you, let's say you just don't gain possession of the ball, like for some reason it slips out of your hand, like, bro, you're still burning more clock. Yeah. Like the game might legitimately be over by the time whatever happens with the ball.
Right.
Like the game might be over. But they're gonna tell me the NBA is not fixed. Okay.
Facts. Right, bro. Facts. Shout out to you.
Point.
Shout out to you. Yes, Mitch is simply the best. And the thing I love about Mitch is the fact that, bro, you got a 2 guard, did he strip SGA? Like, did he strip SGA dribbling on? Like, bro, there's not, and as much basketball we've watched, Mitch is 7'1". How many guys you seen that big strip SGA? Like, knock the ball out of his hand while he's dribbling. Like, it's not a lot of guys who can do what he does.
Bro, one of my favorite possessions of last playoffs was the one where the Celtics were on the break, and then Mitch guards one guy. The ball swings. He then swings to another guy. And then the ball swings to Jalen at the 3-point line. He kind of fumbles it a bit. And then Mitch gets all up in his grill. And then Jalen loses the ball. That's when I knew that Game 6 was going to – it was Game 6 of the Celtics series. That's when I knew Game 6 was about to be a celebration. And then it was the whole night was just they kicked them boys square in the teeth, and it was a celebration the whole night.
Yeah, Tatum or not, the Knicks they were in a groove. You know what I mean?
I want to see them. I want to see them again so bad. Oh, I want to.
Yeah.
I want the Celtics again. Bad.
Oh,
if you beat them again and they're healthy, you can't say shit
we need
to
that.
me. You can't say shit anyway, really, because Tatum was there until the end of Game 4, and they were down by 10 or 9, whatever, when he left.
Yeah.
So I'm really not trying to hear it anyway. But they beat them again. Oh, it's up.
Right.
It's up.
Right. We need that. But that's my hope for the for what Mike Brown is doing. I think Mike Brown is definitely playing around, tinkering with the lineups, and guys who aren't getting minutes are going to get more minutes. Guys who we think are not being used probably going to be using the normal roles. I know Pat's going to have a big time game. He's going to have a big time game 1 against Atlanta because, like I said, there's nothing they could do with him in the middle. There's nothing to do with him. I think that's the one thing we didn't really get to see a lot was Cat in the post. But I will say this, Cat is not a great post player. He's not that strong, and he doesn't need to be. But
he's kind of uncoordinated too.
Yeah,
that's the thing with Cat. It's kind of uncoordinated, but yeah.
Like you need to be strong to get in the block. It's once like that game against I think it was the Lakers.
He lets guards push him off the spot too often, and that's the thing with these conversations because people bring up like, why can't we just get Cat in the post more? I think if it was that simple, they would do it.
They would do it.
He has not, if just on a results basis, if you want stats, he hasn't been great. You want to watch the games, he hasn't been great. And the thing is, again, he gets I understand Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is really good at what he does. I'm not taking shots at the dude, but you saw the game that they played, the second one, particularly on the road, and Alex Caruso was consistently pushing him off the block. This is what happens with him.
Right. And then the thing is, the problem also I have with Cat is when he gets the ball, yes, you going straight at the basket, cool. Got left hand and pushing people off and hooking people. That's how he gets the dumb fouls. Bro, you don't have to. You don't have to. Embrace the contact. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be an and one. Get fouled, try to put something up. But that push off is what gets him in trouble a lot. That hooking is what gets him in trouble a lot. I know you can take guys off the dribble as a big man and go straight down because no one's really going to stand directly in front of you. I would like to see, not this season, I would like to see him work on that specific aspect of his game, get down to the block. Because once he turns around, the basket is there. You're 7 foot, you're 7'1", you turn around, they're going to put smaller guys on you. Force them to now say, hey, we can't do that. And put bigger, slower guys on you, and then it's food. But if I'm comfortable enough to say, I can put my 6'6" guy on you, my 6'7" guy on you, and let my big man roll.
Yeah, that's what the opponents do a lot. They put wings on him, and they put the big on Josh Hart, and they just say, all right, we'll ignore Josh. Do what you got to do. We don't really care. And then they put the wing on Towns. So once Jalen and Towns trying to do the whole pick and roll thing, they just switch it. That's a big part of the issue with their starting lineup.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Vincent T-Mac were getting at him in front of before that game. And I mean, I'm not that great at lip reading, but it seems like they were saying to him, why aren't you asking for the ball more in the post? And look like he said, I am. He's asking for the ball more in the post. And they did say during the pregame that's what they pretty much were talking about, the post game stuff, getting in the post and everything like that. I know a lot of people want to see him do it. It's just the ability to do it. I think,
I don't think that works in the Knicks' best interest, personally.
No, I think he should be more like a Chris Webber type. When Chris Webber was in Sacramento playing high screen, free throw extended. I know they don't really normally do that in the NBA now because they don't really slow the game down that much. But I would love him to start on the block.
And they're not trying to get mid-range jumpers either.
Right. I would love him to start on the block with the point guard high at the three-point line. But since Brunson's not that tall, you probably have to do hard doing that. Running him straight to the free throw line, tossing over his head, get him the ball, and have him turn around face up. And if he has the midi, shoot the midi. If not, pass. I know it's an old offensive set. If you go watch old Sacramento tape, man, that was so beautiful, Chris Webber and all that. But you need a tall guard to pull it off. Almost like with Dwight Howard it wasn't Peja, Hedo Turkoglu. The reason why that Orlando team worked so well because Turkoglu was so tall and throwing over to Howard was easy. It was just easy. Yeah. Turkoglu was either shooting the three or throwing to Howard in the post. And that's the only disadvantage of having a small guard is that Brunson's ability to get the ball over the defender's head, especially if they're putting a bigger guy on him. You would kind of need to utilize, Josh Hart more, change the offense a little bit. But I know the Knicks are not going to do that, guys. I'm just saying something I would love to see executed more in the offense to get Cat involved. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. I got the Knicks beating the Hawks, gentlemen's sweep in 5. What do you have?
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. You think
I think the Hawks? I think the Hawks take one fair and square, and I think the Knicks trick one off.
Okay. All right.
Let's
move on to the next topic. I gotta switch hats. This is Kevin's topic right here.
Why are you so upset, bro? Why are you so upset? Why are you so mad?
I'm gonna switch hats again. Shout out to Dads Are Cool Too. Dads Are Cool2.com. Get your New York Mets Dads Are Cool Too Mets hat. You can also get a Yankee hat. They're currently sold out on the Yankees hat. We also have great styles on that website, dadsarecool2.com. So Kev, go ahead. This is your segment. This is your time to shine. So tell everybody that I'm angry Mets fan. Shout out.
Oh, so for further context for those who are not in our Discord, so pretty much every time something negative happens with the Mets at this point, like we could talk about a single game, we could talk about it's mostly single game. Like you're not popping in like the third inning to talk shit. So the Mets lose a game, and here comes Mad Pitt running into the Discord. Running into the Discord to be mad about it, to tell us like, oh, the Mets ain't shit. Like he's been doing this for the last 3 weeks, bro, or 2 weeks, however long the season's been. He's been doing this, and it traces back when we got the news that Pete Alonso was no longer a Met. This man gave up on the Mets. He can say whatever he wants. He's gonna sit up there, and let me tell you, people, for all you who are watching, he about to tell you some crazy lies after this. I know this. He's gonna tell you some crazy lies because number one lie is he's telling me that he's not pessimistic about this team, while telling me also that they ain't shit every day. By the way, I don't understand how those two things coexist. By the way, I don't understand. It'd be like me saying I wasn't pessimistic about the Jets before I finally decided to throw in the white flag. It was part of the reason I stopped rooting for the Jets is because I was too fucking pessimistic. It was like, if I'm going to hate these niggas every day, what's the point of doing this? That's part of the reason I gave up on the goddamn team. But that's my race that I'm running. Okay, so back to you. He's gonna then tell you he's not pessimistic, and it's like, just look up the definition of the word, and then look up the shit that he be saying. It tracks, and it goes back to when they let Pete go. When they let Pete go, it was, how are we gonna replace Pete? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this? And it's like, well, bro, they didn't win shit with Pete. What are we doing? To the point where this man is citing Brandon Nimmo's 2-week hot start as, why don't we have Brandon Nimmo still? Why don't we have him still? And it's like, they had him the previous 7 fucking years, number one. And number two, the last 2 years, he's been a slightly above average hitter. And my favorite overreaction, or whatever reaction you want to call it, irrational, in my opinion, just my was when Luis Robert got traded to the Mets, and you had this man, and I said, wow. Mind you, also another running bit this man likes to do. Anytime I talk about the Mets, I'm the bad guy. It don't matter if I'm saying something good, bad, indifferent. I could be acknowledging that Nolan McLean is nasty, which he is. That boy could pitch.
Boy, nasty.
You're the ops. Like, I said the man's good. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro,
I'm not the fucking ops. The Mets have never stopped the Yankees from doing shit. I'm not the ops. I don't give a fuck about the Mets to that degree. Like, listen, when they're good, it's cool. I don't care about the Mets. We're going to put a
poll up after I make my case. The poll is going to be up. Let me see. Where's the poll at?
Are you a negative Mets fan, bro? That's
boy.
You are the you are.
So let's get down to business, all right? And for my real ones, when they say, let's get down to business. Or whatever. The Huns, whatever that was. Right? Okay. Let's talk about this real quick. Kevin Lewis is a lifelong Yankee fan. And I am a lifelong Mets fan. And we all know how it goes. Yankees are big brother. They have the history, 20-some championships, none of them pants, blah, 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 blah.
I play none of these cards, by the way.
I'm not saying you are.
I know. I just want the people to know I'm gonna chime in when I feel necessary. Go ahead.
But for the first time in a long time, when we got Pete Alonso, we finally had a guy who was a homegrown talent after the David Wright stuff, after the Jose Reyes stuff. Like, he was a homegrown talent. So of course, his rookie season, 50-some home runs, everything like that, rookie of the year, all that stuff, home run king, all that. You know what I mean? So we have our guy. And of course, we acquire Lindor, so I think maybe his third season in Lindor, we start building a team, right? Now, I'm not a negative Mets fan as far as like history is concerned. Kev knows I don't come here, I don't go on social media and complain about the Mets and say whatever. Sure. I watch the Mets for what they are. I had to stick through all the Luis Rojas years, everything. I've been there when it was good. We had Willie Randolph. I've been there through the captain David Wright. I've been there through all the stuff with the Mets, right? But for me, it starts where you're going to make these moves as a general manager, David Stern, and you're not going to do anything adequate enough for it to make sense. And to Kev's point, what he said was the Mets are losers, they haven't won anything. Why keep the core? Now in baseball, winning something.
I think the players they let go are losers.
Well, just the players.
I didn't say the team was. The players
they let go. Nimmo, Alonso, McNeil, I guess this is part of that equation.
Yeah,
Nimmo, Alonso,
I don't think them letting McNeil go was a baseball decision. I think they were just
wasn't a big deal for me.
It's like, all right, he's a passable player, whatever. All right, but he was. I don't think that was. I think they were just sick of him. And then Diaz walked. Yes,
right. And of course, Edwin Diaz. We lose Edwin Diaz. Whatever. Right. Cool.
He was always going to walk to the Dodgers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And he was. And the thing is that they were going to pay him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm out. Like, I'm just not feeling whatever's going on."
Yeah.
And my thing was with Pete and this whole thing. Hey, you bet on yourself. You had a great start, to the season, and you had a good finish, and you won. You just didn't win with us. We weren't going to pay you, and you went to Baltimore. Good luck to him. Hopefully he does well. He's not having a great start right now, but good luck to him in Baltimore, right?
Right.
And then we lost Nimmo, who I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, because I feel like Nimmo should be better than what he is. But for what he was, because potentially I feel like Nimmo's a 25 to 30 home run hitter, potentially, which is not saying a lot, because in this day and age, especially the way baseball is being played, Nimmo has, like, I think he hit 25 last year, 23 the year before, but there's a lot of games he just really doing shit. Like, they'll be like, oh man, Nimmo has 8 home runs this month, and then the next month he has 1. And then somehow he ends up finishes with 20 something. I think he had like 20, last year was 25, and the year before was 23. And I feel like Nimmo should be doing more, especially a guy who's supposed to be a leadoff, stolen base, all that stuff with the new rules, everything. Cool. With that being said, I don't like what the Mets did as far as letting them go. Stefan would be in there, say we should have traded Pete and got some assets. And at the end of the day, I agree. Like, we let him walk. Like, we didn't get anything back. We let him walk.
I mean, when were you supposed to trade him?
Well, to Stefan's point, he was saying they should have traded him when he was hot. When he started the season last season hot, they should have traded him then.
That's ridiculous.
Deadline. That's not my point.
I know, and I'm saying that's fucking ridiculous. Like, the Mets were fancying themselves as a contender. They came, right. They just made the NLCS. We could say whatever we want about last year's team. Obviously, they collapsed in embarrassing fashion. But trading Pete Alonso in April would have been a colossally stupid move, in just from multiple perspectives. You want to talk about just on the field wise, because you're not making yourself better trading Pete Alonso in May, flat out. And and optics, I understand that in most cases, I think we kind of view the optic stuff as ridiculous, because some of it is. Let's call it what it is. Some of the optic stuff and how much these teams care about the optics is fucking absurd. Imagine you trade a franchise legend in May of a season where you're actually winning and he's doing well. That would never go over. Like, if your argument is that they should have traded Pete 3 years ago, no argument for me. That's different. Last year, no, sir, you can't do that. No.
Listen, I'm a big follower of Jake Brown, and Jake Brown was
saying,
to be
fair with Stefan, he was saying that for a while. It wasn't just
Stefan was saying for a while. He was saying it. He said for at least 2 seasons.
Sure, stupid.
Yeah, but Jake Brown was also saying, the Mets should do something with him, not sign him. You know what I mean? He's most likely gone, whatever. Not a fan of it. He's gone. Nimmo, I really couldn't I really could care. I could care less. I could really.
That's not. I mean, that's not true. You
no,
can't. You can run into the Discord like the Ultimate Warrior the other day.
No, I did not. I said
yes.
It's kind of crazy that Nemo's hitting so well right now. Like he's hitting well. It's a start.
Why couldn't we have Nemo? Is what you said, bro.
No, I guess I said my follow was why couldn't we have Nemo and Roberts?
So it was a complaint.
It's not a complaint. That's a fair question.
Yes, it's a literal complaint. It's a literal complaint.
Opinion. The people are going to decide, right?
No, fuck my opinion. Words mean shit. It's not about my fucking opinion. It's a complaint.
Yeah, the people are going to determine. The people are going to decide. The poll's going to go up. The people are going to decide.
We're not talking about the poll right now. We're talking about what a complaint is. You keep telling me that you're not. Again, it is. I said
I made a mention of what he was doing, and then somebody said, Jerry said about Roberts, and I said, could we have both? Could we not have both? And he said, well, Nemo's contract was too big. Okay, cool, fine. But now, when it comes to Roberts Acuna stuff, kind of has a little tongue in cheek.
No, it wasn't. No, Andrew, please, bro.
Hold on.
Oh
his
my
brother
God.
said,
y'all gonna let this man lie to y'all like this is crazy.
His brother said, if you think I'm good, he's better. That's what his brother said. And I see to you on the phone, not in Discord, if this kid is good, like we have a Acuna, I'm hyped. That's what I'm saying. If we have an Acuna, if he's good, I'm hyped. When they made the trade for Luis Roberts Jr., and I'm like, Chicago has been a really bad team. I looked at his numbers. I'm like, I don't like the trade. I get why they did it. I don't like the trade. I feel like we should just keep the guys who have potential and see what they work out. But with the log jam of guys we had playing second base, apparently, he was the odd man out. Cool. I don't like the trade. Just like when Diaz got traded in Seattle and we lost the prospect, people weren't happy about Kalenic. We were all wrong, thankfully, but it's just a thing. Hey, we got somebody. I want to see him, see what he can do. Right? That's my perspective. Now, again, before that, the winter meetings were trash. Sometimes it's December, it's whatever, the Mets gonna make moves. I don't like the moves the Mets made. I feel like the pitching is fine, yes, but the bats, I don't like the bats. We didn't bring anything worth writing home for. And people wanted me to pretend like these moves were fresh. And I'm not trying to make such a thing. Shout out to the movie.
This they didn't get any bats worthwhile. They didn't lose any bats worthwhile. If we're going to play that card, and just like the opposite's yours. What's your point? Just like the opposite's yours. Just like the opposite's yours. Just like the opposite's yours.
That's your opinion.
Bo Bichette is a slightly worse hitter than Pete Alonso.
I'm sorry. I'm not. We did bring in Bo Bichette, and my Canadian family said they was a little hype, but I don't care. Bo Bichette can't play third base. But go ahead.
Pete Alonso can't play first, and that didn't stop you.
You don't need to play first base. You don't need to play first.
Pete Alonso was literally injuring people on your fucking team. What are you talking about?
Play first base.
Pete Alonso was a hazard. He was a hazard.
Do you know why people play first base, Kev?
Bro.
Kev, there's two positions. There's two positions in baseball that people don't have to play. First base and was it left field? That's it. Just stand there. You don't have to be good at it because in right field you have to be good. You have to have an arm. Third base you have to have an arm. But left field and first base are the two. Hey, what do you play? I don't play nothing. Go to left. Go stand out in left field. Or go play first. And put your hand out.
I mean, the outfield kind of depends on the stadium surroundings, but I get the general. I get the general. And yeah, first base. Yeah, you don't need it. Nobody needs a great defender first.
You don't need to be Andres Galarraga. You don't need to be no Gold Glove.
Like Pete was like one of the worst at it. Number one, and he was a hazard. He was injuring people at first base.
He wasn't costing his games. He didn't cost his games. Playing his defense didn't cost us any games.
He injured multiple people. What did he not injure two different people on tosses to first? Or am I making that up? Oh no, it was one. Sorry, it was one. It was Senga. Sorry, was it Senga? It was Senga, right?
No, I don't know if it was Senga. I
don't remember
one.
But
it was a bad throw.
Yeah, he led somebody to first with the toss of death, and then let him right to the IL. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, if we're gonna make the argument that the Mets didn't bring in any noteworthy hitters and they didn't lose any either, if we're gonna go there, then let's go there.
That's your opinion.
Just like it's your opinion. But the thing is, I have facts to back mine though.
So you mean to tell me all last year the Mets were not a top heavy offense, and they lost half of that top heavy offense? Your first 4 guys in the lineup were Nimmo Soto, Lindor, Heat. And the rest of the lineup was bad last year. The Mets were managing to win games because they were getting most of their run production from the top of the order, and you lost 2 of them. Your productive first baseman and your productive outfielder, right? And you're telling me that we replaced them effectively in the lineup. At least one player.
Yes, I'm telling you exactly that.
Player.
Yes,
who's one player.
They replaced Alonso and Nimmo with Bichette and fucking Robert. Yes, that's adequate. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Yes, it's adequate. You want to say it's worse?
Bullshit. Y'all listen to this bullshit. Y'all listen. This is what I'm talking about.
The numbers say what they say. I don't know what to tell you.
And y'all tell me, and he's telling me I'm negative. And a team that got majority of the offense from 4 guys, brought in a potential maybe, because Luis Roberts really brought in for his defense, Gold Glove center field, not really his bat, because his bat has been right?
It has
now,
been.
Bichette,
and so has Nimmo.
Bichette can't play defense, especially at third base.
You're right.
He's more of he should be playing position, shortstop or whatever, he can be second base, whatever Bichette plays.
Mm-hmm.
His bat, another guy whose bat is like, it's okay. When he's hot, he's hot. He's not potentially what he was supposed to be.
Right.
He started coming, because look at the Phillies last year. They didn't know what to do with him, and he got toward the end of the season, had a good playoff run. Like, okay, but he's not that guy. It's still early. It's still early, but right now the Mets offense is trash. It's trash right now. Still early. But this person is telling me I'm negative because I didn't like the fact that we let go half of our offensive production.
But the thing is,
40+ home runs.
No matter how many facts I bring you,
plus home runs, 100 and almost 200 RBIs, and I'm being negative because I'm like, we didn't effectively put the right bats to replace that. And I'm being negative.
What does the word negative mean, Andrew?
I'm sure the word negative.
Do you want to look at the
practical? Let's be practical. Forget negative. Let's be practical.
Okay.
If the question is if the statement is the Mets let go losers because they didn't win anything, right? We didn't win anything. That was not the statement. You said let go losers.
I did.
You said the Mets haven't won anything with those guys in the lineup.
I did. I did not say that they let them go because they didn't win anything. I said I let them go. They let them go because they're losers. That's 2 different arguments. Like I know you're gonna look at me like I'm the semantic king, and I am, understandably. But the final result of the Mets is not what I'm talking about. I think them niggas have loser DNA. I'm speaking about them.
The team or those 2 players?
Them 2 players, bro.
So the first baseman who had, when the Mets needed to win those games, and he was batting 300 and hit like 5 home runs, and no one else was producing, that first baseman,
good. There are all kinds of good players that are losers, bro.
All right, cool. That's your
DeMar DeRozan's a fucking loser. What's your point? Just one example. He's about to make the whole thing.
What's your opinion? Is again your opinion. What I'm saying
that's all we have is our opinion.
Hey, but what I'm saying is how does that translate to me being negative about a team that I've been positive about my whole life? But I don't like what's going on this season.
Andrew, you said they didn't adequately replace 2 bats, right? That's been your main gripe. No matter what kind of facts you are shown, you consistently put your fingers in your ears.
You're not showing me facts. You're not showing me facts.
That's not true. That's not. I showed you Bo Bichette's numbers when this whole thing started compared to Pete's.
Last season's numbers?
It's career numbers.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Like,
and Luis Roberts' career numbers are better than Nimmo's.
I didn't say that. You said they didn't adequately replace them. I didn't say Luis Roberts was better than Brandon Nimmo. I didn't say that.
I'm asking a question.
No, he's not. No, offensively he's not. Okay. He hasn't been. I'm not going to argue that.
Make sure we're in the same page.
He hasn't been. Do I think Luis Roberts has a higher individual ceiling? Yes. Do I think he's been better than Nimmo offensively? No, he hasn't been. But also, if we're going to look at their contract straight up, and I understand,
Uncle Steve, contract is a different argument.
Uncle Steve. Oh, but that's part of it, though.
That's a different argument.
The Mets set themselves up better long term. Like, in short term, I think they adequately replaced the niggas they lost. Did they get better? Hey, that's open to interpretation. You can say whatever you want. I think their lineup, when it comes to 1 through 9, is a little bit better than it was last season. I think just on paper. Obviously, the results have not been there yet. I'm not arguing that. On paper, it's better. Whether that shows throughout the course of the season, we'll fucking see. I don't know. But the idea that Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo are just these people to do whatever it is that you want to call it. You say you're not negative. Whatever this is that you're doing over them niggas is crazy to me. That's all.
That's okay. So
it's great to me. If you say it's not negative,
that's the poll, guys. That is the poll.
I mean, I don't know how negative. Like, let's put the definition of the word negative up there.
No. We're not gonna put more sasson on it more than we have to, because that's what
we don't have to. I'll just read it.
That's what you like to do. So let's do the criteria for Bo Bichette and Pete Alonso. I'm gonna make it fair because I think Pete Alonso played more seasons. So let's break it down to compare players head to head. We're gonna choose the seasons for the choices. So we do Pete Alonso. Let's see, Bichette has played. Oh, look at that. Well, you look at that. They both played an equal amount of seasons. So in comparison, if you said, they're the same.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I did. Oh, so what is it? Tell me. I said they adequately replaced him. They replaced one good hitter with another one. Is what That's all I've said.
Okay. So let's do the comparison. They play the same amount of season. Pete has a better WAR. Pete has played more games. Pete has more plate appearances, more hits, more home runs, way more RBIs, less stolen bases, less batting average. But Kev don't care about batting average. Let's look at the stuff that Kev cares about. On base percentage is better, 340 compared to 335. Slugging percentage is 514 to 465. OPS 854 to 800, and OPS plus 134 to 120. If you want to go awards and honors, one has a silver slugger, the other one does. One is a 5-time All-Star. So that's what he said adequately replaced. We adequately replaced 266 career home runs in comparison to 112. Right? More games, more plays, but they both came in the league at the same time. That's what Kev said we adequately replaced. So again, this is his opinion. That's not my opinion. And the poll is up. Am I a negative Mets fan? And we're gonna keep it up for the rest of the show.
Look, man.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how you interact with it, but interact with it. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. I'm gonna leave it just like that.
You replaced one good bat who can't field with another good bat who can't field, right?
Now he's changing the criteria, guys. I'm gonna leave it just like
that. I'm not changing shit. What the fuck does the word adequately mean, Andrew?
The poll is
what does adequately mean? Since we're gonna go here, since I'm moving the goalpost. What does the word adequately mean, bro?
Kev, I know you love R&B. I'll be moving on.
No. We not. Adequately means to a satisfactory or acceptable extent. That's the definition of the word adequate.
You can pull up any definition. The two numbers that Kev cares about the most, and it's not batting average.
It's not.
On base percentage, on base plus slugging, home runs, RBIs. These are numbers and WAR.
Bro,
he is beating Bo in all 4 statistical categories.
Bro, when did I say that Bo Bichette was better than Pete Alonso? When? When? What does the word adequately mean? What does the word adequately mean, Andrew? What does the word adequately mean?
54 more home
What
runs.
does the word adequately mean, bro?
Yeah, I have $154 more dollars than you.
What does the word adequately mean, bro?
Adequately replacing my contribution. I'm asking a question.
We're talking about $154 compared to replacing Pete Alonso with Bo Bichette, bro.
If I'm contributing $500, I gotta package something. God damn, make this go.
Even Daisy's tired of this.
If I have $500 US and I contribute $500 every month, What is an adequate number to replace those $500 US?
I'm not talking about
400?
fucking money, bro. I'm not talking about
450?
money because that's not apples to
We're
apples.
talking numbers.
That's not apples to apples.
Right,
No,
so
it's
I'm
not.
contributing
But
200
because there's
Daisy bucks.
there's other factors here that
Hey,
don't have shit to
what we
do with
talking-
them individually.
Hey,
So what are we
let's
talking
move
about?
on. Let's
No,
move on.
we're not. No, because
Let's move on.
you don't seem to understand what the word adequately means. You don't.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yes, you're losing the
Secret.
argument. So yeah, let's move on.
You made your argument. I made mine. The poll is up.
Yes.
The people will decide, am I negative or not?
Okay.
I'm leaving it at that. The people decide, am I negative
Hopefully,
or not?
hopefully they understand
baby.
what words mean in a way that you seemingly don't. With
No, the way that you want to Webster dictionary this, so you can win.
I don't want a Webster dictionary shit. I said what the fuck I said, bro.
Adequate. You're talking on the
adequately. They adequately replace them.
Like the literal definition of words to make an argument that I am something that I know I'm not.
That you know you're not, Andrew.
Of course I'm not. Why am I not?
Andrew.
We opinion. It's your viewpoint versus my viewpoint, right? That's what it is. It's your viewpoint versus my viewpoint.
I'm gonna just like I don't want to be here all day, so I'm just gonna close on this.
Oh, you're gonna be here after me. Not gonna be here after I said let's move on.
I don't want to be here all day. I'm just making one last point.
No.
If you hated the offseason and you're lamenting on their start in April 15th,
y'all can go back and watch.
I don't understand how one concludes that they're not negative. You didn't like their offseason. You didn't like the shape the team was in, correct? You still don't like the shape the team is in. That's negative. Anyway,
y'all see.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Secret lovers. Secret lovers. Yeah, let's move on.
Move. Now you want to move now.
Let's move on.
Out of here, man. Anyway,
let's move on.
Final
want to move
topic.
on? I'm agreeing, bro. Let's do it.
Final topic of the show, of the program. Mike Vrabel and Dan Russini, man. Shout out to those two people.
That long pause is insane.
Yeah, okay. In sports, there's always controversy. And for some reason, not for some reason, that's an even stupid segue. Lately, there's been a lot of sexual happenings going on amongst journalists, coaches, subordinates. It's been a lot, right? You had the situation in Michigan. You had Emi Udoka in Boston. You have fucking who else? You have Eric Fisher and Matt Barnes. It's a lot of shit. Greg Taylor and the man with Acho, and we had fat boy shit like talking about peanut butter cans and shit like that. There's so much going on, right? There's been so much going on in accuracy, inappropriate relationships, and everything. And people do not like Diana Russini. I personally am not one of those people. I feel like she was doing her job, and because she's a woman, they're just making her job more negative. And of course, during that time, especially Jets fans, they were very unhappy because she was talking about Rodgers' situation, and Rodgers, everybody was on Rodgers' dick, and everything he said was fucking gospel. So he was like, people don't know what they talk about, and they're like, oh, so people have their own fucking, cross.
And it's funny because you look at a lot of the stuff that Aaron Rodgers said, and it ended up not being true too. Right. So they just chose to take. I mean, nobody wants to hear negative things about their favorite football team. People like to pretend that, I'm just subjective and it just sounds like bullshit. All the negative shit sounds like bullshit to you. And with Jets fans, it's like, bro, your team has been dog shit for 15 years. Like, there's going to be negative shit written, bro. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I'm not saying that she's always right. I'm not here to say any journalist is always right. I'm not here to say that any of these heavily sourced pieces are 100% right. I'm not here to say, I don't know. I'm not in the fucking room. All I'm saying is, every fan base thinks that certain writers, certain journalists hate their team because they write negative things about them from every now and again. In some cases, it's probably true. I don't know these people, but when you don't make the playoffs for 15 straight years, you kind of lose your leg to stand on. Anyway, carry on. Go ahead.
Right. So and of course, no one wants to hear something negative from a woman, right? It's one thing to say, I hate Stephen A. Smith because I do. I don't like Stephen A. Smith at all, right? But every now and again, Stephen A. Smith will say something like, you know what? That was fine. I don't have to necessarily tweet and say I agree with him. He will say something that's fine. But if he says something I don't like, I'm on his half a scalp head top. I'm on his ass every time he says some dumb shit, right? Right? Articles, everything. I fucking don't like Stephen A. Smith. I wish he would just simply go away or just stick to sports. Stop trying to be a politician, right? But the way that people carry on when a woman does something, you can't put Joy Taylor in the same box as Russini. Because Joy Taylor was outed by another woman who was saying the stuff that she was saying was egregious. And Joy Taylor is on the record for saying like a lot of egregious stuff about, especially with the other fine shit.
Taylor Rooks.
Taylor Rooks talking about dating and if a dude has money. So Joy Taylor was saying a lot of stuff, right? And that, it's like, hey, you do sound like a cop at the very least, right? Now people are pulling up all stuff about Russini and her husband that I wasn't aware of because I don't really follow Russini for any other talk that he talks about, right? And she was saying a lot about her husband, which kind of serves, maybe, this is why she was cheating and this and that, there, whatever case may be. She steps down from The Athletic. And one of the comments she says the media has already taken it, however it's supposed to go, and they have nothing to add. And that's correct. Whatever you didn't like about Russini, this just amplified it. It doesn't it's whether it's true or not. If it's not true, it turns out it's not true, right? Because a photo can say a lot of things, and interlocking fingers and stuff like that looks a certain way. But if it's not true, you already ran with her. You already don't like her. You already don't like her. You already have negative things to say about her. So it doesn't matter. She decides to step down. A lot of people say, well, it's true. You know who we haven't heard from? Mike Vrabel. Haven't heard anything from Mike Vrabel at all. Now, if Russini wants to be fired or leave her job because of this scandal, Kev, and this question's for you, shouldn't the same thing happen to Vrabel?
No. There is just a different code that you're supposed to subscribe to when you're an NFL coach and you're a journalist. That's just, and quite frankly, we're talking about two different entities and two different companies. Like if the Patriots want to come out and fire Mike Vrabel tomorrow, you're not really going to get a whole lot of pushback from people outside of Patriots fans. That's up to them. That's their decision if they want to fire him. Do I think that Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini are in the same boat here? No. I think Mike Vrabel's a scumbag. Yeah, sure. And if we're going to start pointing at athletes for infidelity, we could be here all fucking day. Like, speaking all day, we could be here all fucking day. Yeah. So, like, athletes cheat. Breaking news, more than 11 after we pay some bills. Athletes cheat. That's what they do. Okay. So, like, comparing them one-to-one doesn't really work because nobody cares if an NFL coach cheats with, in this case, a reporter. The reporter fucking somebody, allegedly fucking somebody who they work with or they're supposed to report on objectively is obviously a major breach of conduct. It's just very different. Now, Jamel Hill said something yesterday that was kind of annoying given the context. She was just like, if men were held to the same kind of standard, there would so many of them who wouldn't be working to that. And it's like, in general, in a vacuum, that point is likely correct. And she would know she worked in that field. What the fuck does that have to do with Diana Russini fucking somebody she's supposed to be reporting on objectively? That has nothing to do with it. Like, she made her bed, allegedly. And quite frankly, we could call a spade a spade. And I think that the thing that's kind of understated here is I don't think she just up and decided to quit her job. I don't think that's what happened here. I think The Athletic allowed her to go out with a shred of grace, as opposed to reading. She did a lot of good work for them, whether we like her or not. She did a lot of good work for The Athletic. They claim to be a reputable company. They decided to let her go with some shred of grace. To me, that's all that was. It's like, all right, we did our investigation, we started our investigation, whatever it is. We're coming to you because we got to let you go. This can't go on any further. Your contract is only like 2 months longer, whatever. We're going to give you the opportunity to get out and tell your own story about this and resign, as opposed to Diana Russini was fired by The Athletic. And if you could recover from this, I think recovering from a resignation, I think Russini's career is over as an insider. I think that's over. But let's pretend that somehow she gets back on her feet. A year from now, 2 years from now, however, it's way easier to recover from a resignation as opposed to I was fired. Because you could say whatever. Because the thing is about, and this whole thing, you could prove that you didn't fuck him. How? How are you supposed to prove that his dick wasn't inside you? Please tell me. I would love to hear that. Well, how do you like her to prove this?
Right.
Look, I think they did the deed. I'm not arguing that they didn't. But this, she came out with this, and I'm not even defending the letter she wrote. I think there's a lot of bullshit in there, personally. But where she is right is that the cake is already fucking baked. People have made their mind up here.
Right.
They've made their mind up. But well, why would she quit if she could just prove that she didn't do it? How can she prove that she wasn't fucking with him? Because the point of contention here is they had an inappropriate relationship. Yes, like you can't be fucking on somebody you're supposed to be reporting on objectively. Right. That's the point of contention. How can she prove that she did not fuck him? How? You cannot prove that. One way or the other, you can't prove that unless somebody got a tape and nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that proof. Nobody wants to see that proof. Okay. Like, unless you have that kind of proof, how are you supposed to prove that you didn't have sex with somebody? You can't prove it unless you get text messages proving it, which that's a different topic. Well, not really. It's along the same lines. If you got text messages that are the smoking gun, okay, cool. I guess you can prove it. You could prove it one way or the other. But even if you give text and your texts are tame, but when you get together, like y'all make fireworks, you have no proof. You can't prove the shit.
This is how I look at it, right? I'm gonna say this. Somebody was hired to take those photos. Those photos aren't the clearest photos of them. It's either somebody was hired or there's a neighbor who knows that she don't belong
somebody
there.
was hired, brother.
Bro, no,
somebody was hired. It was not
HD photos. That's grainy photos. These are camera phone photos.
Somebody was hired. No. I think those photos were taken from a distance. I think that's what that was.
Right, but my thing is
wasn't the best quality though. Yes, correct.
Right, those photos from when I seen the images, some of them look like okay. Like I'm looking at one of them now, and they're like poolside. It doesn't look great, and I don't know if you can see it. I mean, I know you've seen them, but
I've seen them.
You know what I mean? They don't look great. The hug, the poolside photo. I look like they're in the jacuzzi or something like that, whatever. It doesn't look super duper intimate, but they look like they're at the same meeting point, wherever this is, right? Wherever this is, and there's no one else in the photos. So it's not like you say, well, yeah, we're at a family, place or whatever the case may be. But these aren't high-end photos. That's a camera phone photo. Somebody knew something, and they was like, hey, that's Mike Vrabel. And I know that's Mike Vrabel. I know it's not his wife. And I'm going to submit whoever they submit him to. I don't know who got them first or whatever. Frankly, I don't care. But somebody knew something. Secondly,
well, I thought it was confirmed that it was a PI, right? And the PI was going to sold the photos.
Said a PI.
Yeah, it was confirmed. I think it was confirmed it was a PI, and they sent the photos, and TMZ was like, "Yeah, we're good." And then Page 6 picked them up. I think that's
right. So it could it be, her husband? Could it be his wife, Vrabel's wife? So they're both married. Could it be Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers hire someone.
I think I hire the ayahuasca. Like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get her ass.
I'm gonna get her. We haven't heard from him in a long time.
I will say this though: whoever it was, they got money because PIs are not cheap, brother.
No, they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
Whoever it was got money, but Russini's husband got money. Vrabel's wife got money. To me, it's one of them.
So my thing is, and also, was it a neutral meeting point? Like we don't know where that is, right? But we do know it all looks similar, like the background. It's like oh, there are multiple places, the same place, and it's taken from the same vantage point from what it looks like. Like, oh, we're meeting here, same brown slated background. This is somebody's crib. So who's not home when this is happening? Who's gone? Who's on vacation? Because I don't know anything about Vrabel's wife. Her husband was like a failed athlete or something like that. Her husband, whoever. Russini's husband, he's like a failed athlete or something. I don't know.
He owns something, I believe, right?
Something like something he is
of some kind. Right. I don't remember what it is.
But wherever they're meeting at, it's the same place. It's the rendezvous point. It's the same place. It's not like we have multiple. Oh, we're here. They're out on Rodeo Drive. Here's how they're at Outback Steakhouse.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
We got a thing
Going
going
on. They're at the
on.
same cafe every day. They didn't give a fuck who saw them.
Hey, I thought she was sweet.
Yo, they didn't give a fuck.
Milk.
You want to talk about people who don't give a fuck that they married, bro? They was meet at the same cafe every single fucking day, knowing that they both got to go home to their spouse.
Hey,
every day.
She said my manager be tripping about having to use the water.
Yo, hey, I'm not. Don't get me started on that video, bro. Like, but I'll just say one thing before we get back to the topic at hand. Yo, the fact that he came in on his, was it breakfast or lunch? I don't remember. Was it breakfast? Well, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. Most def in the video.
Oh, it's lunch. It
was lunch. So man took his lunch break, came in and ordered fish with hot chocolate.
The catfish.
And Alicia Keys was like, I gotta give him some pussy. That is insane. That is insane. What about that man clearly don't got no fucking consideration for shit. Himself, his stomach, or the people who he work with. He gotta go back to work after this.
Why you eating a catfish special every day on your lunch break with hot chocolate? Catfish, sweet potatoes, or candy yams, and hot chocolate.
Bro, his stomach gonna be making the beat to grinding every day. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Yo, what are we doing, bro?
And then on top of that, she said, I don't use the water. Mine is be tripping. I don't use the water. So I gave you some cream. Nigga, please don't give me no cream. Give me the water. My stomach is only stuck like 1:30. I'm not suffering time.
Bro. Like the man came in and ordered fish and hot chocolate, and she's like, hot chocolate. And that made Alicia Keys' pussy tingle. Like I gotta give him some. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand.
I gotta give it to him.
I don't understand, but yeah, it's a tough situation all the way around, and people are taking victory laps because they hated Russini and da. It's
bro, y'all doing nothing to beat the allegations of just being loser piece of shit, bro. I don't care what happened in your personal life. I don't care how you view women. Y'all are not beating allegations of being ain't shit people. And it's the same fucking people who talk about the situation. Y'all are not beating allegations.
And like, let me tell you something. I don't care if you think she should be fired, bro. She is a journalist who was allegedly fucking on an NFL coach, bro. Like, I understand the claim. I do think it's funny because you see the same people, like same people who are loud about men in similar but not the same circumstances, and how we need proof, and how the guilty until proven innocent, and all this other shit. And it's like, you want to bury this woman based on pictures. Bro, it can't be both, bro.
Integrity stuff aside, right? These are the same people who every claim that Russini put out, they said she was lying. She don't know nothing, right? But now that not even confirmed, because we talk about confirmation bias, not even confirmed that she's sleeping with him, implied. Now, that's how.
But it is a confirmation bias. It just confirms what they think about her. Like, they don't have any confirmation, but it is confirmation.
Yeah, but it's right. So it's like, but her scoops. You said her scoops were fake. You said she don't know nothing. Now you're surmising.
That's how she got her. Okay.
So Vrabel's telling her. So Vrabel really, really fucked up if he's giving her the inside scoop because he's scooping out her insides. Wouldn't that make him look really bad? It's fucking thing. You can't fire Russini and not fire Vrabel, and she can't say that he doesn't step down because it's speculative. If this is just a basic speculation. If Russini was getting her information, any information at all, it could be one story. If Russini got one tidbit, one lead, any insight on AJ Brown possibly being a Patriot, and she reported that, then Vrabel is colluding with a journalist, and he's also tampering, and he should be fired. That's all I'm saying. He's fair across the board. If we're going to say Russini is if we're talking about just being real, Joy Taylor lost her job. Acho stepped down from his job. A lot of guys, Donko lost his job, got a new job. guys lose their jobs when stuff like this happens. Michigan coach Sharon, he lost his job. Guys lose their job when they get outed for any type of discrepancy, right? When it comes to fraternization on the job. I think Derek Fisher, he didn't lose his job because it was technically his girl. You know what I mean? And the whole Matt Barnes thing was nasty, but still, they have to look into all aspects, both sides of the situation. So if you're saying Russini deserves to lose a job, you're also, at any point in time, if you're inferring that Vrabel got any bit of information from Russini, he should also lose his job. If you don't fucking how you feel about women or not, Vrabel should also not be the head coach of the New England Patriots. I'm not saying as a Jets fan, I'm saying that as just we come to that conclusion. We cannot arrive at this conclusion and say that Russini did something wrong. We're talking about ethics, right? Yeah. We're not talking about, hey, Kev, would you steal a loaf of bread to feed your child? We're talking about if you can fuck a journalist and the trade-off is, hey, I know exactly where the bodies are. I spoke to Aaron Rodgers last week. This is why he feels the way about the Jets. And then Russini reports that after pillow talk. And Rodgers says, well, Russini doesn't know what she's talking about. She said, well, I have a very secure source that knows Rodgers intimately. And it's the coach who's a former player. That coach should be, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the case, but you're literally saying ethically that Vrabel shouldn't be a coach. So Russini stepped down, and I think the reason why he stepped down is to protect him. And Atlanta is still investigating. I don't know what they're investigating, how far the investigation will go.
I mean, I think the reason she stepped down. Oh, I mean, above like anything that the Athletic might have said to her beforehand is, I mean, her contract was running out 2 months anyway. So it was like, this is probably where this is headed anyway. Let's pretend that the Athletic didn't actually give her the option to just do this or get canned. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I was like, bro, my contract ends in, what is it, June? Whatever it is.
June 30th.
It ends in I might as well just get this out the way now. Like, this probably going to end up happening anyway. Put out the message, and I can go on my life. I can go on to work for Barstool, whatever the fuck Diana Russini end up doing next.
I hope she does not go to Barstool because they're gonna bring that shit up all the time.
Oh, let me tell you, I know you like Russini because for whatever your reasons are, you're not gonna like her very much in 2 months. I'm gonna tell you that. Like, she either going to rebrand as a right winger or work for Barstool, which I mean might as well be the same shit. But you get the point,
right?
You're not like her very much in 2 months.
No, listen, she had whatever she got to do to put food on the table, she's going to do it. And I don't think this is a political thing. But if you're not going to speak on why,
you should DM her.
I'm gonna say I told him about the sign to my pod. I'm about to hit up. Need a job.
What Mike got that I ain't got?
She'll be right in the middle. She'll be right in the middle of us. She might like that. Hey man, it's been
it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCants.
I said all that. Then
boy, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCants.
I did all that to contribute nothing in the very end.
Wow, that was extremely immature of you.
Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on Eddie Murphy's.
Andrew's message and what he says does not. I do not contribute in any way, shape, or form, and it does not define who I am.
Hey, Diana, if you out there, you want to work independently, man, behind the scenes, and feed us information, I'm gonna send you a DM and see if you're interested in working.
Yeah, he's gonna put you through some drills.
I was gonna say something else. Shout out to all you guys. We are back. We are back again officially. We're gonna do this every Wednesday on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter. We are back. I'm sorry for the delay. Life happens, real shit happens. Follow Kevin Lewis at KLEW24. Follow us on social media at MIPod69 on Instagram, on X, and we're on Twitch, MIPod Gaming. We're on Twitch. I may come out for the gaming stuff, but it might at least mostly be streaming stuff. So shout out to y'all. We see you next Wednesday. Peace. Be safe. Have a good one. Out.
I see pride, Junior. I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off from nobody. That's right.